My name's Hadley McIntosh, and I'm a PhD student here at the University of Maryland Center for Environmental Science at the Chesapeake Biological Lab. And my advisor is Dr. Laura Lapham. I'm studying methane dynamics in Arctic lakes, specifically in the Western Canadian Arctic, and I'm looking at the methane over an annual time series. Methane is a really potent greenhouse gas, and it's actually 23 times more potent, or it has 23 times the heating capacity of carbon dioxide. And so even though there's a lot more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, the small amount of methane relative to carbon dioxide can have a huge impact. There's been very little research done to see how methane is produced and how much builds up under the ice in the winter, and then what happens to that methane once it effluxes or leaves the lakes in the spring. We're using these things called osmosamplers, which are called that because they use osmosis, or the pulling of water. And so what we're able to do is utilize a constant pull of water in these samplers from a fresh to a salt side, connect that to about 300 meters of tubing, and over the course of a year, our samples slowly get pulled into that tubing. All of the samples are collected into these long segments of copper tubing, and what we do is bring that back to the lab here at Chesapeake Biological Lab and section it out. And when we section it out, we do it in 3 to 5 meter segments. And in each segment is about a 2 to 4 day time period. And so what we get is one integrated sample for all of those days, and then we're able to put them all together and graph it out for an entire year's time period. When these lakes are thawing in the springtime, the worry is that all that methane is going to go directly into the atmosphere without being transformed into carbon dioxide first. And that means that there will be a much stronger pulse of a more potent greenhouse gas into the atmosphere than if carbon dioxide was released instead. And those increased concentrations of carbon dioxide and methane mean that we're increasing the heating capacity, or increasing the amount of heat that will actually be trapped by Earth's atmosphere. And by increasing that, that's what's been leading to global warming and climate change, is increasing those greenhouse gases that are surrounding our Earth. Even though greenhouse gases may be let out of the lakes in the Arctic, they can actually have an impact here in the Chesapeake Bay on the atmosphere and temperatures of the air around us. Methane hasn't been studied as much as carbon dioxide, but hopefully what we can do with this research is promote a better understanding of these dynamics in terrestrial as well as lake or lacustrine ecosystems.